Hi everybody, this is Brazy. Welcome to a Speak Your Truth video blog. The police state is coming to Queensland and it's going to be in full effect. You should see these laws they're bringing in, and it's all for the G20 Summit. That's right, we've got this G20 Summit coming up. When you know all the Muppets, all of the pretenders that do the bidding for the New World Order or the globalists or whatever it is you want to call them. And let's not forget, these guys are absolutely losing the war, and it's that obvious that they've got to bring in these new measures to maintain law and order during their visit. That's right, their visit. They're going to be here doing a conference, but they're so afraid of the public that they are bringing in ridiculous, what they have been referred to by lawyers as draconian breaches of all of our rights. So let me just give you a quick rundown on it here. We've got the G20 Safety and Security Bill is now before State Parliament, and it basically will allow police to arrest and detain anybody that is deemed a threat without giving them bail for at least a week in prison. So you don't get to get your day in court. You don't get to defend yourself as to why you were walking down the street with an egg on you, or why you were walking down the street with a can of baked beans. That's right, you don't get the privilege or the democratic right to do any of those things. You don't get to defend yourself. You get to sit in a jail for 5 days. Locked away in some peculiar watch house somewhere with all the other crims, just waiting for your chance to defend yourself as to why you were carrying an egg on you. Now, what really worries me here is, I mean, we've got a lot of football players. I mean, what about their protein drinks on their way to training, or if you're going to the gym or something? Can't that be deemed as a projectile? But I sort of digress. In fact, criminal lawyer Bill Potts, and we all love Potsy, he says for the period of the summit, the normal rights that a citizen expects will be suspended and will in the most draconian way. Well, this is interesting. The legislation, for example, makes it an offence to be in the possession of prohibited items. Now, this is what really blows my mind, because these prohibited items that they're suggesting can include eggs, a can of baked beans, as I mentioned earlier, model cars, model aircraft, all sorts of things which may be used as a projectile, even though they are simple and can be used in ordinary use. In other words, all of your basic civil liberties will be taken away while these clowns arrive in Brisbane for the G20 Summit. Now, I don't know what goes on here, but the reality of it is, who are these people and why do they think that they can stop you from walking down the street carrying basic shopping items while they're in town? I mean, they might be 50 kilometers away from you, but you still can't walk down the street as a citizen of your own country, a tax-paying citizen of your own country, and then you just paid the GST on the egg or the can of baked beans. And what gets me is you've got guys like John Kerry, right, in the United States, who married the heir of the Heinz, of the Heinz empire, married her for her money, knocked her off, killed her. He doesn't spend a day in jail. This guy's walking free. In fact, he got promoted. But when he's in town, if I want to walk down the street making him money by carrying a can of Heinz baked beans or spaghetti, okay, I get locked up for 5 days. And I've paid tax on it. That's the brilliant laws that we've got in to protect criminals like him. Doesn't this all sound like a brilliant globalist scam to you? Now, what I think's really interesting is that it shows me just how scared these globalists have become. It shows me how frightened the Illuminati are of their public. And it also points out to us that we don't have a democracy at all. And these people, these Muppets, They aren't here to serve you and I by any means. They're only here for their own corptocracy. They're only here for their own purposes. And these kinds of laws that are being brought into effect as if it's going to create, it's trying to create protection or security for these people in these kinds of way are clearly not going to work. And it's only going to arouse the anger and the frustration of the average person. And I think it's very clear by the end of next November. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that these laws won't come into effect, that the people will rise up and they just won't be treated this way. This is brazy. That's my opinion. Don't let yourself be treated this way for clowns like that.